So when someone is saying, you're going to be running XM commercials, we're not going to sit there like every other dumb jock in America go, oh, okay. We actually did our research and found out as much info as possible. And Anthony is like, this whole going to be an option in new cars.
That's what frightened me the most. Is I could see something if you had to take all kinds of wires and gadgets and gizmos that it was never really going to take off anywhere past just the geek or tech guy or something like that. But when I heard that these things were going to be factory installed with your AM, FM radio, satellite radio available right there, just like AM and FM, I was like, oh boy, now there's trouble.
But I love the bravado of this. He starts every answer with this little John Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was how Ken operated.
Let me tell you something.
We love him.
And Ken wasn't just any general manager. He was one of the bigwigs.
Yeah.
He was one of the most powerful general managers in Infinity Broadcasting. Here we go again.
And do you know that it's going to be an option on all new model cars?
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
You got that newfangled cable or satellite in your house?
You need money this bad,
right?
With all
you want us
those
to give some of the money back?
there,
Yeah,
including the Blues Channel?
I think it's great, as a matter of fact. And if you look at broadcast TV, the ratings down pretty low because of cable.
Answer my question.
Yeah, I do.
You did so when you're sort of walking around the house, instead of turning on the radio, you turn on channel 956 and listen to the Blues Channel or the Kids Channel, or
I believe there's enough people that do it that chip away.
There's my TV and there's my radio, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not watching TV in my car.
Why assume all this, Ken? Do we need the money that bad?
Yeah. Hey, we're in the.
Why don't we just list all the shows that are on opposite us? Because that's what you just did. You're killing us.
I took out the one where XM wanted to run the spot that said you were boring. I didn't run that one.
Really?
Yeah, no, I stuck to the one that said
and the company,
Blues Channel.
The company has no problem with this?
I guess not.
Must have been a big buy.
It must have been huge.
It wasn't.
Well, they probably will now that you've made an issue out of it.
It was supposed to be under the radar.
Oh yeah, that's because our listeners are stupid.
And this thing is something that's Ken has dubbed newfangled.
Newfangled.
So I don't think it'll take off.
I don't think you guys were paying attention, but that's okay.
Oh God! All right, Ken. Well, thank you.
That wasn't what I said.
Thank you for clearing that up for us.
I mean, if you're really certain that you're losing listeners to that Blues Channel on satellite radio, I'll stop taking the commercials.
That's all he had was that reference. He just didn't. Blues Channel.
He did not see the freight train barreling down, man.
Do you think he's just holding the company line, or he really believed that?
I think he really believed it.
I think
they all did. All the heads, and this went right up to Mel Karmazin, who had the same ideology, who was, no ad for a competing form of entertainment would be taken if the word wasn't handed down by Mel. So he didn't see it either. And now he's the head of the doggy company. So he obviously changed his tune.
Exactly. Well, we have one more clip here. It's quick. Going back again, this is like 4 years ago. There was a day when sales didn't control radio, Anthony. It now controls it. I remember a time that they would fight with the competition, but now they welcome the business of the competition on their airwaves.
Let's see, hundreds of distortion-free channels that travel with you being offered in high-end cars driven by decision makers. Ken's right, it'll never catch on.
Guys, I'll be doing a gig tonight, but, I don't want to talk about it. Let's plug Rich Voss.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if, at some point, they'll make deals with people like us to carry our show, if people want that as an alternative no matter where they drive. But then it says, okay, what about if you're driving through an area that we're on at a regular radio station and you can get it on satellite? Where's the revenue coming from? It just throws a whole bunch of
Following
things.
the logic of this, I'm just assuming that this great company of ours is buying satellite radio.
Well, something.
And they're jumping the gun.
It makes sense.
But you know what?
Get it up there and
they're
then
probably
buy it.
not buying satellite radio.
No?
But instead, they're running ads for the competition. And no one sees anything wrong with that. Joe, what's going on?
Yo, guys, what's happening?
Hey,
listen, I just wanted to know, can you repeat everything you said? I lost the signal, man.
That's classic, you dick. Very good. And there you have it. We're back live here on XM. Isn't that just amazing?
Visionaries.
Visionaries, yes.
Yes.
We just don't say we're brilliant broadcasters. We show it to you.
If that was like a made-for-TV movie, I'd be like, that's... You know, one person...
So far-fetched.
Yeah, like... There's no one's ever that wrong. Like whenever they do the made-for-TV movies, it's always like, let me tell you something, Terry Bradshaw, you're never going to be a quarterback, and you certainly will not win any championships. And then you're like, no one ever fucking said that. That is just over dramatizing of this to sell this show, and that's literally what went down. You
exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Ken swaggering. Don't you worry about that, boys.
The Blues Channel.
Oh yeah. Well, let me tell you something. When you go home, and he's trying to relate the two things, being at home and those upper channels where the music channels are.
Yeah.
You know, you hit there, you get to listen to 70s, 80s, all kinds of music on your TV or your radio. It is different. I don't listen to those channels on my television. But I have a radio at home, and I listen to satellite radio.
Yeah, I listen to those channels on the TV now.
I've done that.
Because people are starting to chip away at that, too, and realize, oh, wow, I just got to go up here and I could get all these music channels.
But I have XM right there in my living room.
Right. Well,
so
if you got the DirecTV, you got the XM channels right there, so on your TV.
Oh, boy, was Ken so wrong.
And a lot of people...
I see nothing with the Sex for Sam thing. Guys, you go right ahead with it. 3 years running. Maybe we should have had someone else in charge.
People want to know where Ken Stevens is today.
He's on a boat.
He's sailing the Chesapeake Bay.
He just sails.
Day in and day out.
That's it.
That's what he does now.
He's
enjoying his retirement. His early retirement.
A golden umbrella. His early retirement that we gave him on a gold platter. And now he's got a golden parachute.
Time to cash in the stock options.
Yep.
Time to go sailing. Whoops.
Yeah. What do you think he's investing his money in?
Satellite radio.
Yes.
I would guarantee
he's
got
portfolio.
shares of one company or the other.
Yeah.
There is satellite radio, and I would guarantee every single radio executive has shares of either XM or Sirius or both. Every single one of them. They bash it. They don't believe in it. They make ads saying don't listen to it. Don't buy it.
And I believe most of them
free. And they buy the stock.
And I believe most of them are listening to satellite radio too.
Yeah.
Secretly faxing their resumes over.
Oh, of course, under assumed names.
You know they make good
blind boxes.
Salaries.
They're called.
They make good salaries. These guys. So they probably have newer vehicles where they're factory installs of satellite radio. Do you honestly believe they are trolling through all of those fucking commercials that they can't stand, or they're listening to satellite and listening to the music they want to hear or the talk they want to hear?
Mm-hmm.
They're such hypocrites.
So fast forward to the present. Now we got a hold of some of the free radio ads by celebrities.
Now they're getting the celebrities on board. At first it was just monotone guys saying...
Well, just to follow, at first
free.
they accepted all the satellite radio ads, and now satellite radio has become something. Now they're like, oh, fuck, we got to make anti-satellite radio ads. Dummies.
It really is funny when you look at the whole big picture.
They could have taken out a couple steps there, you know? Just ignore. The key is to just ignore it. That's what they should have done, is just completely ignore satellite radio.
Yes.
But they actually helped this business grow. They certainly did.
Thank you.
They probably sped it along, who knows, maybe 6 to 8 months, you know? It probably grew that much faster because of what commercial radio was.
That's like being on stage at like Caroline's, and then behind you they have a banner for some other club right down the street.
Another club that's convenient, right there, better.
Yeah, where the comedians are uncensored.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can go see whatever comedian you want to hear.
Right.
Yeah, you just
and in between my act, it would just stop, and there would just be, I don't know, some sort of intermission.
Yeah, it's like saying the waitresses are hotter, showing more cleavage. There's more booze in your drinks. If you're lucky, you'll get 2 for 1, you know. All right, here's Bon Jovi talking about free radio.
Before we saw a million faces and rocked the mall, before we could sell out Giant Stadium, Moscow's Lenin Stadium, or London's Wembley Stadium, before we could close down Times Square just to play for 500,000 people. Before my band became a household name, before we sold more than 100 million albums, you heard Bon Jovi on the radio.
Radio. You hear it here first.
That's because when they made it, there was no satellite radio, you fucking idiot.
Is that a good thing?
I don't know what that means.
It doesn't mean anything.
I don't know what that means. They're just so stupid in commercial radio. What does that mean?
Before we discovered a gold rush in California, we rode a Conestoga wagon across the country. Yeah. And
what are they
there's planes now.
What are they trying to accomplish with these ads? What
They're
does
making
it
it
mean?
seem like Bon Jovi had the option. Do you want to be on free radio or satellite radio didn't exist
No.
during the slippery when wet days
Right.
of 1986, maybe?